Hi, friends. Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to let you know before we dive into this episode that the doors to Unlimited are officially open. You can still get bonuses right now if you, sorry, if you listen when this episode comes out, March 26th, then you can still get bonuses. But Unlimited is my year-long program for female founders who are ready to build audacious self-belief and the skills to create unrealistic success using the power of confident marketing. I just adore Unlimited. I really do. I can't say enough good things about it, and my clients can't either, which I absolutely love. It's just a program that there is so much intentionality, there's so much love, there's so much support that clients receive, which is why all of our clients become emotionally and financially richer. They're able to manifest crazy things. They're able to live the lives that they thought were years out. There are clients who thought that building a family and buying a house was going to financially be about 5 years out, and it happened that year in Unlimited. There's clients who thought that their careers were going to have to play out for another 20 years before they could do what they really wanted, such as write books. And then they go on to write books and make a lot of money from those books inside of Unlimited. There's clients who have lived in debt and really honestly around the minimum wage line for most of their lives and then go on to have $30,000 launches, six-figure businesses inside of Unlimited. There's clients who they had debt and they thought they weren't even going to be able to make the payments for Unlimited, who have gone on and with the coaching inside, with the curriculum inside, with the community inside, gone on to sign 12 clients in just a couple of months, pay off all their debt, build their savings, and just have this booked out business over and over and over. There's so many stories of this inside of Unlimited. And it's because we believe inside that when you build your emotional wealth, your confidence, your self trust, your ability to put yourself out there and really own who you are in and out of your business, that's going to translate to your financial wealth. And that confidence, not only does it translate to your financial wealth, but you end up risking and taking these bigger risks and you end up putting yourself out there and you end up standing out so much more in your marketing. It's just such a beautiful, effective process inside. And I just adore it. We already have really incredible people inside. We have girls who are signing on for their second year, for their third year, because they just keep growing and growing and growing. It's a program that they never want to leave. So if you have been eyeing Unlimited, this is a beautiful time for you to join. I love this round. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for who's already inside. There are really incredible women. There are women who are on YouTube. There are women who are running service businesses. There are in-person businesses. There's authors and artists inside this round. It's just really amazing. And that's a really great thing too about Unlimited is that it's not just a program for coaches. Coaches are great, they're welcome, but it's a program where female founders of all varieties are so welcome and succeed inside. There's women's running retreats, there are therapists, there's nonprofits, there are authors and artists, like I mentioned, there's service providers, there's local businesses, there's media companies. There's just such an array of female founders. Not only that, but it's such an international program, which makes sense for me, I think. Just loving travel, loving to experience new cultures. And we've had women from over 20 different countries. I'm not sure how many countries are represented right now. I think at least 10, if I had to guess. But it's just really beautiful that way. And usually per round, we have about 30 to 70% of the people joining are from the queer community or women of color. And I just love that as well, that they feel safe joining. Doors are open until April 3rd. You can book a sales call with me if it would help you to feel more safe and comfortable talking about it. You can also just enroll directly. That's always an option, but you get a year inside of the Richer Project, where we build a project to make your life emotionally richer, of the curriculum of 2 coaching calls a week of daily Slack coaching and the community. And we also always have pop-up workshops. So we've recently had one on strategy, and we just do really fun calls, and there's so many bonuses inside. So all that to say, I love Unlimited. I would love to have you. Feel free to book a call using the link in the show notes. And doors close April 3rd. Let's get into today's episode. Since the first couple months, I would say, in my business, I've had a phrase, and it's been true the entire time, of when I sell, I sell. Meaning when I market myself and sell an offer, I make money. And it's just been a really beautiful part of my business, but I've also cultivated it and I've created that and I've created that for myself. And so I want to talk about how I've really made that possible and what is going on in those times where it's really potent and powerful of when I show up to sell, I'm going to make money. So if I have a spot open, it sells. If I'm launching, I make tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands. It is nearly guaranteed that when I have the intention to sell something, I'm going to make money from it. And it doesn't take too long either. The core of what this is and what I want you to take from this is it's about my energy. It is 1000% because of my energy. Let me be clear. Your energy doesn't have to be this incredibly like high vibe energy either. The other day I was talking about, and this is what I'm really going to dive into on this episode, I make the most amount of money from my energy in two different times. Either A, when I am incredibly audacious, and I'll describe that, or B, when I'm depressed. So let me break down both. When I'm feeling really audacious, I am feeling myself. My energy is very palpable and potent. I'm very bold, but I'm also my most honest. I'm really embodying what I know. What the way people have reflected to me is I am embodying the confidence that most people know is inside them, but they're not quite tapped into. Back in my first year in business, and I've done this recently too, actually, but back in the first year of my business, I used to do polls like manifesting signing clients today, who's with me? And whenever I decided or announced of, hey, I'm going to sign a client, I'd always sign the client. And the other week I even did it where I said on my stories, I feel like I'm going to sign like 3 clients this week. And then it happened. And what's really happening in those times is my energy is so strong and on such a high frequency that I'm able to really easily attract what I desire. My desire is on that same frequency. I don't let doubt, shame, or fear have a say. I move very rapidly. That really is when I'm in my audacious state. And when I say high frequency, what I really mean is that I'm in an incredibly abundant, fulfilling, joyous possibility mindset. My thoughts and beliefs are really aligned with creating those desires. So I'm very easily able to take the action to create what I want. That's the audacious side. Which if you're not tapped into that, if you don't know how to tap into that, join I was going to say audacious. Join audacious, sure, but also join unlimited. That's where we really teach you of how to cultivate that energy and put it into your business so you can make way more money. The other time, which I think will be very interesting to people, is when I'm depressed. When I'm depressed, I make money. I will say the caveat with this, and I want to be so full in my transparency around this. The caveat of making a lot of money when I'm depressed is I make a lot of money when I'm depressed once and only once I've surrendered to it. I always go through a period where I want to resist being depressed. I always want to force my way back to a more enjoyable energy, and I don't make a ton of money there. I have to surrender first. I have to come to terms literally time and time again. You would think it's like 500 first dates with my brain. I have to come to terms with it again and again each time I'm in a depressive episode. That depression is a wonderful part of who I am. It makes me me, and I can succeed here. And when I surrender to that knowing, that trust, that self-trust, it becomes safe to be depressed. I have this understanding that I'm okay here, that there's still joys here, that I can still be confident in myself and create what I want here. We also talk a lot about this in Unlimited because in Unlimited, there are women who struggle with their mental health, who are very neurodivergent, who just have anxiety or different mental health disorders. And so we have these conversations of how can you succeed while depressed? And depressed doesn't have to be this death sentence to your success. And so this is also a really big conversation. So once I surrender to the depression, that's when I make lots of money because what I'm really doing is owning my power in that phase. Typically, once surrendered, I'm being incredibly authentic. I'm speaking my truth. I'm telling my audience about it. I'm being very honest with where I'm at, and it's very relatable. People feel very seen. They feel very understood. They see that even if I feel low or struggle, what they want is possible. Let's dive into what's really going on in both stages so you can recreate the energy of when I sell, I make money. The first thing, I am being very authentic or embodied, whatever you want to call it. I'm very embodied in the message that I am presenting to the world. I am showing my confidence. I am living in my confidence in highs and lows. If you're not, I want to say this too. if you're not someone who's necessarily embodying your message, because let's speak to my service provider clients, or let's speak to some of my local businesses, the authors, whatever it is. It's more about, let's take away the embodied part for you for a second. It's more about you being authentic. It's more about you sharing parts of yourself. It is more about you showing from a place of confidence and self-acceptance. That is so important here. So take that and apply that to your business. That's all it really is. So I have accepted and live on the frequency that who I am is enough to create what I desire, even in the lows. I'm going to say it again. When I make money and I'm depressed, I am living and accepting and existing on the frequency that who I am is enough to create what I desire. That is happening both when I'm audaciously confident and feeling myself and on the highest of highs, and when I'm in the lowest of lows. My feelings, speaking to the depression side, my feelings might be all over the place in depressed times, but my identity is still authentic, is still confident, is still strong, is still on the frequency of what I desire. So I'm actually in a very depressive episode right now and struggling. But the thing is my feelings are all over the place. My thoughts tend to be all over the place right now because of that. But my identity, the core of who I am, the core beliefs that I have about myself remain incredibly confident, remain incredibly authentic, remain incredibly strong. That acts as an anchor so that no matter what, I am able to show up from a place of that very strong identity and be authentic and still make money. You are going to make a lot of money when you are confident, yes, but also when you're certain in yourself, when you're authentic. And this is a piece that I think a lot of people, it seems very simple, but I think it's often missed because we don't either aren't being fully authentic because we think we need to shift or morph into something else or some rules about how to make more money. And so that's not being your authentic self. Or we're not fully in our self-acceptance, which makes there if you're not fully in your self-acceptance, there's a degree of resistance that then exists that is getting in your own way of selling and really creating what you want. I just think it's a part that's very often missed. So this is a really big one. And this is a ton of the work that we do in Unlimited, is that we help you build that audacious self-belief so that you can show who you really are, so that you can own who you really are, so that you can show up authentically, so that you can show up as you are and do things your way. And when you're operating from that state, you are so much more potent because you're being yourself. That will make you more money. So this is a really big piece of me being able to show up and announce that I have a spot open and being able to sell it. Taking a quick break so that you can hear from my clients. I love what I've created with my clients and what they've been able to do from our coaching, but I don't want you to just take my word for it. Here's what some of my clients have had to say while working together.
I think the major differences between Unlimited and any other program is the community and Mackenzie's style of coaching. I know many group programs have amazing communities, and I've been part of them too. And as much as I've loved them all, this one is just beyond everything. There's always someone celebrating with you, always someone willing to listen to you if you're going through hardships, always someone willing to give you a word of advice and just help you in their area of expertise. It's just incredible. And Mackenzie, as a coach, is just from another planet. She has the ability to know what kind of coaching each person needs in the group, and she can really see through your bias.
The second part, and I hit on this for a second there. The second thing that goes into when I sell, is that there is an absence of resistance. This is a big one that I also think people are missing. You will often have an incredible amount of resistance that exists between you and what you want in business. Imposter syndromes is an example of this. If you want to go create something, but your brain is telling you that they're going to know you're not good enough, that's resistance. Fear, you want something, but you're afraid of failing. You're afraid of success. You're afraid of what people might think of you. You're afraid of it if you get it wrong. That is resistance. Doubt is another example of resistance. You want something, but you don't really think you can do it. Shame, you want something, but you have a voice in your head telling you that you're never going to be able to do this. And it's been like 3 years in business and it's just sad that you're not further. When you have resistance that exists between yourself and what you want to create in business, it's going to be hard to create that energy of when I sell, I make money because there's a gap. There's a gap between you and what you want. In these stages of my business where I am making the most money, where I show up and I make money no matter what, both audacious and depressed, let me say, there isn't resistance. In the audacious side, I just don't entertain any degree of shame, fear, or doubt. I just don't allow it, and it literally doesn't exist. And on the depressed side, while I'm still confident, I mentioned I have to surrender to that resistance. I've surrendered to it where I am. I'm beyond that. I don't have room for it. I don't have capacity for it. I'm not honoring it anymore. This is going to be a really big reason that you're not succeeding as much as you like. You have resistance in some form or another. Resistance to putting yourself out there, resistance to earning more money, resistance to the inner work that's required, resistance to being clear in your marketing, resistance to believing yourself, resistance to show up. It comes in infinite forms. It's very unique to you. Unlimited is so effective because we identify your resistance within the first couple sessions together. And when we identify your resistance, then we know how to solve it. The curriculum helps you solve it. The coaching helps you solve it. The community is there for you while you're solving it and to encourage you and support you. And they just believe in you more than anyone. This is why it's so effective, is because this is the biggest thing we're going through. We're just solving the resistance. And a lot of you let it exist. You let it stay. It's lived in your business for years. If you feel like you have slow success or not succeeding as fast as you want, or you're wondering why, or what to do really in your marketing to be more successful. You feel like going bigger with money. You don't really know the identity work to do. If you feel like you keep trying to work on your belief, but it's generally about the same, of course, it's grown a little bit, but it's not leaps and bounds higher. You have resistance. You need to solve the resistance. Come join Unlimited, where we'll clear it up in the first month for you. So, resistance is why you're not creating what you want. And it's really just some unresolved force that stands between you and what you want. It's taking the down escalator to go up. You'll get there, but it's going to take more effort. It's wearing a hoodie in the rain when you could very much have an umbrella, which I learned in my late 20s. I don't know why I had such resistance to umbrellas until I became 26. So another example, just to really show you the resistance. Having been in a long distance relationship, I had to fly from California to New York all the time, all the time. And because of wind resistance, the flight was about 4 hours from California to New York. But back to California, the flight was about 6 hours, same distance, literally same flight route, longer time because of the wind. The wind caused resistance against the plane. I want you to imagine the same thing with your business. Creating more money, buying the house you want, moving abroad, starting a family, hitting $500,000 to $1 million. You allowing resistance to exist is literally like adding 2 years to the timeline to create what you want. It might sound dramatic, but it's not dramatic. That is literally what happens with people. They think that it's going to take years and years to create what they want because the past has shown them that that's what happens. But then they join Unlimited, we work through their resistance, and it happens like that. It happens so fast because we've cleared that resistance. So you need to make sure that you're clearing your resistance up. And I've created things, to be honest, I've created things 2 to 3 years sooner than a majority of people, probably people even more gifted than me oftentimes. Although I am very gifted and talented and wonderful, but it's because I know how to clear resistance. There's more of a surrender to the how or when and simply the idea that I can figure it out, which leads me really to this last point as well of when you have less resistance. The third thing going on when I sell, I make money, is I have high belief and intuition going on, plain and simple, even depressed. This always blows people's mind when I say this, but yes, I struggle doing day-to-day shit when depressed. Yes, I trend sad and a little hopeless. Yes, I have bouts of frustration and just complete lack of energy depressed. But that doesn't mean I can't believe in myself. It doesn't mean that I can't be tapped into my intuition. I can believe that it will all work out. I can believe that I'm enough. I can believe that everything is working out in my favor. I can believe it's temporary. I can believe I'm so powerful. I can believe that I still manifest my desires, and I do. I can believe that it means nothing about me or my success to be depressed. And intuition, I think, is the part that's a little more interesting and really tends to be a missing piece for so many. You can't be tapped into your intuition if you don't have trust, if you don't have self-trust. And a lot of people are missing self-trust in their business because they've invested in ways that's probably stripped it from them and told them they this strategy is better or this route is better. And then you just end up all confused. So anyway, intuition is key. When I am at my most audacious, I'm very in the idea of anything I'm excited about and want to do will work. Anything I do will be powerful. That is me really tapped into my belief and my intuition. When I'm most depressed, there's an inner knowing in myself that things will work out, even when it doesn't feel good. When I don't feel excited or audacious, there's an inner knowing still that it will work out no matter what. There's got to be a degree of self trust in there that I will get through the day, the season, the period of lows. You need that. You need that kind of intuition and really self trust when it comes to when I sell, I make money. Because at the core of this, every single time that you are putting yourself out there to sell, there's a degree of uncertainty. You don't really know what's going to happen. When I go to sell something, I don't know I'm going to make money. That's not some guarantee for me. It's that I have really high self-trust and intuition and self-belief that makes it possible for me to show up and with such potent energy that when I do go to sell, I do make money. That is key. And so many people are wondering why it feels like they have to start over every month. Why it feels like, when they show up to sell, it's hard. Why they're just having the slow success. And it's because in the face of uncertainty, you're usually letting shame, fear, and doubt have a play and have a say at things. When inside of Unlimited, we help you build the self trust, the self belief, your intuition back up so that you can navigate the uncertainty, so that you can still do an amazing job and make money. You need that. You need these three things to have the effect of when I sell, I make money. When I sell, I sell. And really, again, it's being really authentic, an absence of resistance. And third, high belief, intuition, and self trust. If you want to show up on stories and know that if you have a spot to sell, it will sell within a few days, you need to be inside of Unlimited. You need to be inside of Unlimited. We help you understand our confident marketing approach that makes your marketing infinitely more effective. It's how so many of our clients double their incomes. We teach you the ins and outs of when you sell, you make money and sell. We go way more in depth in this in Unlimited. We teach you the audacious self belief that honestly is life changing. Forget your business. It's just life changing to go through life with a brain that has your back, that loves you, that believes in you, but it also is going to make it so that in your business, you make a lot more money. And we also teach effortless sales, just this idea of sales can be so much safer. It can be so much easier. We go through all of that in Unlimited, as well as our unrealistic success skills. To create unrealistic success, there is a certain degree and certain set of skills that you need to make it happen that I had figured out my first year in business. And that's what I teach. It's how I've hit multiple six figures every single year in business. It's how my clients do all those crazy things that I said at the top of the episode. And it's just, it's so powerful. Unlimited is the best. It is a place where you are going to start building an unlimited life, where it's unlimited income, unlimited confidence, unlimited joy. That is the whole point of Unlimited. We're going to help you build that emotional and financial wealth. So go to the show notes. Make sure you book a call. You can go to our sales page. We have 30 minutes 30 minutes of client testimonial videos there for you to watch. And that's only a fraction of what I have. We have so many success cases on there, so many clients that just adore Unlimited and speak up for it. And I hope you join. The doors close April 3rd. Please apply as soon as you think this, as soon as you see this, because the sooner you join, the sooner you can get in and have access to the private podcast, the curriculum, the coaching. So I'm so excited to have you. I hope you join. I know a lot of people sit and watch a couple rounds before they feel safe. In the sales call, if you just want to get on a sales call and talk to me, I do not make you sign. It's just to talk about what I think we could work on together. And then you go off and make your empowered decision. But I would love, love, love to have you. And thanks for listening. I'll see you inside Unlimited.